Today I want to talk about how to fast track your progress in your spey casting, Scandi, Skagit, whatever. And of course the best way to do that is, especially if you're brand new, just cut off your fly, figure out one cast. Just all you got to do is figure out one cast. It can be on your good shoulder, your right shoulder, your left. Figure out one cast and cut the fly off your line and go and practice for like a couple hours. One cast, practice for a couple hours over and over and over again for a few days. And then when you get one cast figured out, you kind of automatically have an idea of how to do the other casts. It's mostly a matter of how to set the cast up. Okay, so learn a snap tee or a circle cast or just a poke, or I would just learn a parry poke, because you can just drag it back in the direction you casted it and keep casting. So if I cast out there, I can drag it in, lay my rod down, and then all you got to do is think about casting it. Okay, so drag it in, pull the fly within a rod's length, dump your line in there, and they go out and around and cast it. Over and over and over again. That's a Skagit cast. If you want to learn to touch and go cast, probably the best thing you can do. Just don't try to shoot any line for any of this. If you're really green and new, and it's all new to you, figure out one cast. Make sure you have a balanced outfit, which I'm not sure how to even tell you how to do that. Hopefully you'll cast a friend's rod or somebody's rod that it works for them, and so it might work for you. Or work with a fly shop, or just do a lot of investigating. So if I want to do a touch and go cast, I would do a single spey cast and then a snake roll cast. Single spey cast, snake roll cast. Okay, don't worry about anything, but especially not shooting any line, and practice over and over and over. Till you get an idea. That's the best way to fast track any of your spey casting. Don't start with a difficult line. Don't start with a long belly. Start with a really short Scandi or Skagit head. The other thing I will tell you is at least understand your line system. So this is running line, and this is my shooting head. And on this shooting head, since this is a Skagit outfit, I have a sink tip on it. And I have a few feet of mono leader and a fly. That's all you need to know. You don't need, at this point, you don't need any cheaters or swivels or poly leaders or versa leaders. Just get a Skagit head and a sink tip, T8 sink tip, 10 feet of T8, 12 feet of T8. That's all you need, or a lighter one, T6, T3. Go to eBay, buy them off eBay. 12 foot T3, 12 foot T6, 12 foot of T8. Just for learning. If you're casting a Scandi head or trying to improve a longer line, put on a rod's length, put on 15 feet, straight mono leader and a light fly, or cut the fly off, and just practice, practice, practice. One or two casts. until you're blue in the face. That's the very best way to fast track your spey casting. The other thing you need to know is this shooting head. This shooting head goes, this junction between the mono running line and the shooting head goes like within a few inches of your tip top, okay? You want it out of the guides, but not too far out. Unless you got a longer line, then you can cheat it inside, that's fine. So that's how to fast track it. Don't worry about really, if you're just beginning, don't worry about your hand placement. Don't worry about any of that. Be concerned about and concentrate on your rod tip and what it's doing. Is your rod tip going up for the sweep and forward, or are you dipping your rod tip? See, the main thing is you want to know what your rod tip is doing and start from low to high, okay? That is paramount, whatever that word is, that's what it is. And the second suggestion is get another pair of eyes. Just have them watch it, even if they don't know a thing about spey casting. Get another pair of eyes to watch you, and you might show them a video, show them what you're after, and then have them watch you, and they'll tell you what your rod tip is doing, because the line's going to do the same thing. So instead of making a nice bottom leg of a D-loop, you might be making an ocean wave D-loop, which isn't very efficient. So an extra set of eyes, have a good balanced outfit, understand the line system, and do one or two very simple casts. Here's an example. I always cast, I never, hardly ever do a left-handed, cack-handed cast. I just don't. It's just not in my repertoire. But I've done the other casts so much, I know what needs to happen. And as a result of that, let's just see if I can do one, which maybe I haven't done one in years or so. See, now I'm gonna think about how to set it up. I'm just gonna go like that. Okay, it went out. My rod tip rose up. Started low, went up high, casted forward. So the idea of if you just learn one or two, you'll get some confidence. It'll stick to your if you just do that day after day, get a few days where you can practice, it'll sink into your subconscious, and even if it doesn't seem like it's going good, just don't get upset. Just sleep on it, go back and do the same thing. Don't think about how much success you're having, how good it is, how bad you're doing. Just do it. Just practice the casts. And if you do that with one or two, you'll know how it's supposed to feel, and you can change hands or go left-handed or cack-handed or whatever you want to do if you understand one cast. Okay, so another thing you can do, a big problem that people have when they're trying to figure out spey casting is basically they don't know what's going on. They aren't paying attention to the details. Hey buddy. They're not paying attention to the details, like where their anchor is landing. You want the anchor close by. You don't want it way back there. Okay, so know where your anchor lands. Know the path know the path of your rod tip, which is up. When it passes your shoulder, it has to be going up, okay? No fly, balanced outfit, stand in one place, cast for hours and hours. You can make a decision if it gets too easy, if you want to start shooting a little line, or if you want to learn a new cast. I would learn a cast that will handle whatever the direction the wind's blowing. So think about that. A right-handed cast and a left-handed cast, or a, strong arm up and a cack-handed cast. So hope that helps.